The first time anyone mentioned the ghost of Black Hollow Woods, it was always in a hushed tone, as if even saying her name too loudly might invite her closer. The woods had been there long before the town was built. They grew thick, twisted, and damp. And even at noon, sunlight struggled to break through the canopy. Locals swore the trees bent unnaturally, as though leaning in to listen. For generations, parents told their children not to go past the creek after sunset. But children, of course, were curious. And so the legend lived on, whispered over campfires and retold by teenagers daring each other to spend a night in the hollow. The story went that she was a woman who had once lived in a cabin deep in those woods, long before the town existed. Her husband left to hunt one winter and never returned. Starvation and cold crept in, and when she finally tried to leave the woods, no one could find her. Weeks later, they discovered her body kneeling against a tree, her frozen hands clasped in prayer, her face hidden by hair stiff with ice. But her soul never left. One autumn night, 4 friends decided to test the story. Jason, the ringleader, swore it was nothing but folklore. His sister, Lily, quieter but stubborn, came along to prove she wasn't afraid. And then there was Mark and Jenna, who clung to each other for courage. They left just after midnight with flashlights, laughing loudly to disguise their nerves. The woods swallowed the sound almost immediately. "Creepy," Jenna muttered, hugging her jacket tighter. "Relax," Jason said. "It's just trees. Ghost stories to keep kids from wandering too far. Trust me." But trust was hard when the deeper they went, the colder the air became. Their breaths fogged in front of them, though it hadn't been that cold outside. At the creek, the water moved sluggish and black. The old bridge was nothing but rotten boards. But Jason crossed anyway, flashlight bobbing. "See? Nothing to it," he called back. His voice sounded too small. Swallowed by the forest, the others hesitated, then followed. They found the clearing where the old cabin once stood. Only a stone foundation and a collapsed chimney remained. "This is it," Jason said. He grinned, though his face looked pale in the light. "The ghost's home." Lily crouched near the foundation. "What if she's still here?" she whispered. Jenna shot her a nervous glance. "Don't say that." A low rustling, like fabric dragging across the ground. The sound circled them slowly, though the trees didn't move. Mark swung his flashlight, but it caught nothing except bark and shadows. "Probably an animal," Jason said, though his voice wavered. The sound grew louder. Then Lily's beam landed on something white among the trees. A figure. It stood utterly still, half hidden behind a trunk. Its dress hung in tatters, the hem dark and wet. Long black hair veiled its face. Jason laughed nervously. "Okay." "Very funny." No one answered. The figure moved. Not with steps, but a glide, like it wasn't touching the ground. She drifted into the clearing. The air grew heavy, suffocating, as if the forest itself held its breath. Jenna whimpered and backed against Mark, clutching his arm. "Stay calm," Jason whispered, though he was shaking. The woman lifted her head. Her face was pale, skin stretched thin, lips cracked and black. But it was her eyes that froze them, 2 hollow pits of darkness, deeper than the night itself. Her mouth opened slowly, too wide, until it tore at the corners. A low moan rumbled out, vibrating through the ground beneath their feet. The flashlights flickered. "Run!" Lily screamed. They bolted into the trees, branches clawing at their clothes. Behind them, the moan grew into a shriek, piercing, inhuman. Jason tripped, scraping his knees, but Lily yanked him up. They didn't stop until they crashed back across the creek. Only then did the sound cut off. They stumbled onto the road, gasping, pale, and bleeding from cuts. No one spoke until they reached town, where the streetlights felt unreal and safe. Jenna broke first. "She was real. You saw her." "No," Jason snapped, though tears welled in his eyes. "No, it wasn't. It couldn't." Lily turned to him. "Then why did she follow us?" They all fell silent. None of them ever went back to Black Hollow Woods. But sometimes, late at night, Mark swore he could still hear that low, dragging sound outside his window, like fabric sliding through the leaves. And every year since, another hiker has gone missing in those woods. The locals shake their heads, whispering the same warning they always have. Stay out of Black Hollow Woods after dark. For the Pale One is still searching, hungry, lost, and listening.